Will we get our just desserts or our second fish dinner? This week on the Hapless Heroes. My sausage pocket is the wet pocket. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast. I'm Francesco, and I am your host and DM as we continue this it's looking like it's going to be a very long story arc.
You had to know.
And heading up this long story arc are my favorite people in the world. It's with our cast members, and I'm going to introduce them like we do all the time. Starting on my left with Dave as Zero, Valen's Avatar of War.
Good evening.
Mike as Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind.
Is there a haberdasher around here?
Nicole as Boris the Butcher.
Show me your finest wigs.
Zach as Pregnart.
Feed me a pie.
Phil as Hedrick the Entertainer.
You've got good taste, Pregnart.
And John as Lord Jarrell the Light.
There's nothing strange about there's nothing weird about strangers showing up offering you get well soon stuff, is there?
Definitely not. No. Normal. Real normal. Speaking of that, that's a do normal. You use stuff. that as a perfect segue. Y'all last week actually kind of did some relatively normal stuff. There was some light air surveillance done by Hedrick to kind of get a good lay of the land of like where Ebenezer's mansion is located that you are attempting to surveil. Boris went off and did her own thing because nobody checked up on her. And, well, when she wasn't involved in the plan making, she went off and made her own plan and has gone on her own little mini shopping montage, which it has. Our listeners have pointed out, it's been a long time since we've done a montage. So if there's anything montage worthy, we need to make sure that we remember. It has been a while. We have not done a good solid taj in a while.
How about like Boris is shopping and it's like, Vogue, Vogue, Vogue. Little picture. It's like snapshots, little Polaroids flash across the screen with little dresses and sunglasses. There's a flower hat, a little bonnet maybe. She does like one where she's like dressed as a baby with a rattle. And it's like, no, not that one. Then she settles on the dress that she picked out, which apparently is heavily corseted.
That's what we were told.
As a dress of olden times would be.
All right.
Mike, was that you? I was like, what does that sound? That's an interesting sound effect. Well, if we need if we need a weird tink like that,
I hit my water glass against my coffee mug. That was the weirdest sound I've ever heard. And I was like, oh my
that
God.
was the sound of Boris's spine as they cinched up the dress she's chosen to wear.
That's like, that couldn't have come at a perfect moment.
Oh, I guess it's staying in then.
Yeah, play the sound again right there. Thanks, Fran. You did it. Amazing. Sounded great.
Why do you commit me to these things? I could just cut you. I guess I could just cut you out, but
Or
then
you
you'll
could
just
add
find
like
another way to bring it up later.
Going in there instead.
What would be easier?
Because that's the thing, right? Whenever I threaten to cut something out, y'all just bring it up again later, so that even if I did cut it out, it still happened, and then it would make no sense if you heard it later.
And we usually go on like a 5-minute rant about it after.
But instead of doing that,
nice.
We have a couple things in play. Oh my God. There it is. There's the sound again.
That's a weird sound. You know what, though? If I keep drinking the water, though, the sound's going to change.
Yep.
My God.
Lower, deeper.
All right, then do it again, and at the end of the episode, we'll have a little composition, like a pitch bended and tone shifted and whatever.
Yeah, Fran, you can do that, right?
Yeah. We will definitely.
This is, of course, trivially
definitely
easy, and we should not feel bad at all about committing you to it.
We will definitely have that at the end of this episode for sure. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Anyway,
so everyone else besides Boris had gone to both a florist and a bakery to acquire a blackberry pie and a bouquet of flowers as a sort of get well soon present for someone's child that they've never met before. So that's kind of where we're at now. The pie is being made. The literal pie and the proverbial pie is being made as this plan develops. And Boris is now getting her hair did. There was a moment where Pregnart and Boris locked eyes as they ran into each other in the streets because Boris had kind of escaped and done her own thing, and now y'all are doing your own thing again. So what's our next move? We can say, I mean, if we want to yada for 30 minutes, we can yada 30 minutes, and Boris has got her hair almost did.
We could.
And that pie is ready.
But what else is around here? Just, for curiosity's sake.
Lots of different kind of. I mean, this is a very commercial area. So there's other inns. There are, establishments to eat, to drink. There's outdoor seating areas. There's, like market stalls for just your typical like grocers. You have, even there's less adventuring supplies in this kind of area, right? This is ritzier part, but there's many when I say magic shop, I guess there are a couple around here, like mostly selling you have an alchemist, / herbalist, and then you have someone who sells common scrolls, but you would expect that if any magic is being sold, it's probably stuff that is safe for public consumption.
Yeah. We're also talking about a world where magic was much more common. Like the setting went kind of low magic after this place went down.
After the event, correct.
The standards
there are magic shops. Yes, there is a magic, specifically a magic shop where they sell arcane foci, right? Like wands, orbs, supplies for students at the school even. That they may need to bring in for their classes and whatnot, right? Because most people who cast spells require some sort of focus to channel that magical energy through. But in addition to that, there's probably scrolls and other things that you could possibly buy, but you're not going to find scrolls for any spells that would cause destruction. You're probably going to find things that are more practical. Like cantrip level type magic is being sold to the general public who would know how to use it.
Do we think it would be prudent to add a note to why we're giving them these presents, or should we just explain ourselves and leave it at that?
I feel
and hope
the
that
subtext here is that Boris is dressing herself up to be like an ersatz student costume. And is that
I have no intention of assuming what Boris is doing.
You can assume all you want. There's no way for you to know right now.
Yeah.
I
would not include Boris's plan in our plan.
Pregnart is going to go into that hair didders and go ask Boris a question.
You walk into the hair salon. Boris, at this point, you've been sat down and are in the process of having your hair done. So what's the scene he's walking into?
I came in to go wig shopping, right? I actually have my hair done because I want to be in costume and unrecognizable. So I want it to be, and I'm not going to spend 4 hours having it colored. So I
see. So at this point you're actually perusing. I see. So
Yeah.
you're perusing for hair pieces.
Yes.
So that's what Pregnart, you walk in seeing. Boris is, looking through some wigs, through some, maybe some headwear possibly. In addition to that, and you're just shopping around.
But Boris isn't looking through. You walk in and you see that Boris is sitting in a chair and she's having her nails filed by somebody, and you see a girl that's clutching a gold ingot, scurrying around, throwing a bunch of wigs onto her arm.
There you go.
Amazing.
That's what you see.
Boris,
and I say this in sort of a hushed tone.
what is your plan from here?
Boris leans in and in the same hushed level of tone says, pedicure.
We're getting together sort of a present so we can get in with Ebenezer and the family maybe, and Yeah. Maybe you would be instrumental in presenting it. You look now normal.
Boris looks down at herself in like this ridiculous, as she's going to describe it, gown, and now has like a hairpiece on her head that's like these giant, almost like judge-style ringlets, except brown, because I guess that's an in thing for girls of the time I'm going with now. And just looks back at Pregnart and says, "Normal?"
Pregnart gestures, what was the phrase? Oh fuck, I don't know. He gestures around with his hands and he says, "Well, normal considering."
Boris shrugs and, stands up from the chair, foregoing her pedicure, I guess, and choosing to go with the brown curls.
Okay. Any headwear or just the wig?
Yeah, just the wig. That seems like enough.
You don't have to forego your pedicure. I think we've got like 20 minutes left on the pie.
The speed pedicure service then.
How long do pedicures take?
I feel like more than 20 minutes.
Probably more than 20 minutes. But...
I've had one pedicure in my life, and I do not remember how long it took because I was too busy focused on why my feet were so fucking ticklish.
Fair enough.
Boris plops herself back into the chair and just shoves her foot directly in the face of the girl that was just filing her nails. Either way,
I'm just okay. So
I mean, you're paying, so they're happy to help because you've given them way more than they usually get for this type of service. So yeah, like whatever you need.
Boris has decided that the standard fee for everything in olden days is 1 gold ingot.
So Pregnant says,
"Boris, just meet us at the bakery across the street when you're done."
And then on his way out, he has a side note to the proprietor, and he said,
"Make it good and to make it fast."
And he tips them a little sausage.
I'm sorry. You tipped him a sausage? Did you just say?
Oh yes.
Cool. Okay, so you drop like you do like this like you just like this like like slap of a sound like as this wet sausage hits the counter.
No, I sort of like sneakily slide it across the counter and wink.
Why did it have to be wet?
Because everything he touches is slimy.
Oh, that's fair.
And especially the sausages he's been storing on his person.
It's not the sausage that's wet. The sausage is slimy because he touched it.
Right. There's like a slime trail behind it on the counter.
My sausage pocket is the wet pocket, and I have the dry pocket and I have the wet pocket, and the sausages are definitely in the wet pocket to keep them nice.
What are they marinated in?
I'm gonna say they're pickled.
Ew.
Pickled sausage.
Pickled sausage.
I'm still stuck on the term sausage pocket.
So
okay, let's move on.
It's wet sausage.
And only
he said what he said.
Not only is it a sausage pocket, but it's also got it's literally a pocket of vinegar.
Oh yeah,
that's
great.
disgusting.
I smell really good. That's part of the bouquet.
You're nose blind at this point, all of you.
Pregnart.
Yeah, as I say, you're probably all nose blind to Pregnart at this point, so like. It's less intense for you than it is for anyone else that encounters him.
There's only 1 or 2 bins I have to filter out, really.
You slide a wet, slimy sausage across the counter to the person, and they just kind of like look at it and kind of like do like the ooh, I wink. Shrink back from it.
I wink with a knowing
and they just
nod.
Go right back to working with Boris because she's the one who's paying the actual currency here.
I walk out of that salon, wig shop, mani-pedi shop with a little spring in my step because I feel like pretty well accomplished.
Sure. Anyways, 20 minutes to kill. Anyone else doing anything interesting before we fast forward through time a little bit? I promise there's plenty of time left before everything just completely is obliterated from existence.
I would like to stop into the magic shop.
Patrick will accompany.
Wow, I'm getting so much mileage from the name bucket right now, and I forgot to give credit to Tune His Own for the for the shop last week, so thank you, Tuna Zone, on our Discord for that submission. Let's see, magic shop. Let's get a good. We got so many of these. Come on.
Hey, Zero. What do you think would happen if we went to a Temple of Moradin? You think that would have any effect on you now?
It's a great question. I'll ask him next time he's up for it.
I have a tenuous grasp on what's happening in the general with you and Felix and several other of our members at the moment, so any input is good input at this point.
We'll schedule some time and we can we can go to the temple, head in and out about, good 30, 45 times and see what happens. I'm sure if we document each per attempt, we'll have a great data set.
That sounds good. I'm just trying to make the most of these loops, right?
The magic shop is appropriately is just labeled as Jarvin's General Magical Goods. Jarvin is spelled Jarvin. And you can see that inside, if you walk in the shop, the shelves are mostly lined with like wands and boxes and other like arcane, like crystal balls and orbs and like circlets and other things. Many different arcane foci are just being displayed on the shelves themselves that are available to peruse through and like pick out and bring to the counter. And then behind the counter, there is a list of like scrolls that are available, and it says all scrolls are prepared upon request.
Fantastic. So I go to the counter.
Yep, the proprietor looks like a human man, short, brown hair, looks to be kind of going a little bit gray, maybe a man in his like early 40s. Simple clothing, doesn't really look to be dressed like any sort of like super powerful wizard or something like like the eccentric magical garb you've seen worn by some of the sort of faculty, for example, from the tower. But it said nope, just simple clothing. Seems very he speaks very calmly, quietly, and just seems like a very reserved, sort of humble person. And he says, welcome to my store. How can I help you today?
I'm here to buy a gift for a friend.
What a callback. What a callback. What kind of gift are we looking to purchase here?
They tend to like impactful reading material. I'm wondering, may I peruse the menu for what scrolls you have on order?
Mostly mundane spells, defensive spells, just typical service and utility spells like Unseen Servant, for example, for those who need a little extra hand. But those are, it depends on your magical ability, and I would need to see some form of licensing or credentials for any spells that are beyond just your typical useful cantrips like prestidigitation or things like that,
That's precisely the sort of thing I'm looking for.
Just cantrips?
Actually, putting together a bouquet of basic cantrips might not be the worst thing to have around. How about, what's the cost for, say, prestidigitation, a, thaumaturgy?
Thaumaturgy is beyond my area of expertise, but light I can produce. Yeah, prestidigitation for sure. Thaumaturgy is reserved for those who are more of the divine magics, and that is not what I am familiar with or practice.
Well, we'll leave that to others then. Yeah, actually, just how much is like a scroll of prestidigitation, for example?
Just the single scroll of prestidigitation?
Yeah, I was looking to probably get about 5 of them.
25 gold per scroll.
Fantastic. I'm certain I've got something that would pass even in this place for 25 gold, right?
Nudge Jarrell.
Well, no, I carry my own gold supply.
I'm joking about how Pregnard had him pay for the last thing. I think you have gold on your person from another time.
Yeah, but that's the thing about coins and gold pieces is some of them are minted, older than others.
Mm-hmm. You can probably pick through a few that would at least help.
But I'm sure.
Don't forget, the landscape of the world dramatically changed, but if it's gold, it's gold, and most people aren't going to look two ways about it. So
yeah,
he doesn't
just
seem to do
a couple of older, more tarnished gold coins, and
Yeah, he does a quick, bite out of one of them just to make sure that you're giving him real shit, and then he'll happily exchange 25 gold for a scroll of prestidigitation.
All right, so if it's 25 per, then it winds up being 125 since I'm buying 5 of them.
Buying 5 of just prestidigitation?
Yep.
Any other? Okay.
Yeah, unless there's other standouts. I mean,
light.
Really, yeah, a couple of lights while I'm at it too. Then.
Magic shopping montage.
As far as any other mundane cantrips that would possibly be available, I would say, thinking of ones that would be allowed to actually be sold. Mending actually is another one.
Shit, mending is actually super useful.
Allows you to repair a single break or tear in a non-magical object you touch.
It's always helped me out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It can physically repair a magic item or construct, but cannot restore magic to any such an object. I would say that those would be the most common sort of mundane type of cantrips that would be sold in a shop.
Yeah, even just having a few prestidigitation can be crazy powerful if you use them in the right spot.
Mm-hmm. But yes, so you procure, I guess, how many of each scroll do you get?
5 prestidigitation, 5 mending, 2 light.
Okay, cool. You have. I think at this point we've established you guys have a lot of money and have.
Yeah, I have a large amount of gold,
years.
And if I have to swallow the fish, I can't take any of this with me anyway.
Or whatever you brought with you will be back in your possession, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where sure. Yeah, you're able to procure those scrolls.
Fantastic.
Will that be all for you, good sir?
Absolutely. Thank you.
You have a wonderful and magical day.
You as well. And Zero leaves leaves and figures that's killed enough time that a pie has.
Oh yeah, we're pretty much close to pie time, so it's pie time. Nicole or Boris has exited the wig shop / nail salon / mani-pedi place and has I guess are you in full disguise now, or do you just have whatever wig you picked out and it's still just in your possession but not on? You're muted.
Boris is in full disguise now, so in her dress with her hair done up, and she's got lipstick on, or appropriate amount of makeup in the era for a 13-year-old girl, I guess. So not a fully done thing, but some lip coloring on and a little
sure.
cheek flush thing, a little bit of schnazzing up.
Can I just make note of how totally extra the pedicure was? Because are you wearing open-toed shoes, first of all?
I mean, you wouldn't even be able to see because I described this dress as giant and full of petticoats.
Right.
So
and this pedicure is going to be undone in 24 hours, maximum. So, the pedicure, nice touch, love it. Just wanted to give you a little golf clap for that extra move.
The emotional part of a pedicure is never undone.
Exactly.
But yeah, so Boris is fully decked out, and I guess contacts or something she wouldn't have been able to pick up, right? That doesn't seem like
no.
An olden times invention.
That is beyond what is available now. I mean, I'm sure people can use magic to help you adjust your sight. There's probably magic eye surgery if you look hard enough.
Yeah, no, Boris's eyes still look like Boris's eyes, but otherwise she's in pretty good costume, and she's already going to be inside the bakery not having been told specifically what bakery they were at, but Pregnart did mention they were waiting for a pie, so she assumes and goes into the nearest bakery.
Yep. By the time the pie is ready, Pregnart, Maven is not the one who hands it to you. It's another dwarf.
Yes. Pregnart elbows Jarrell.
Jarrell will pay for the pie.
Yeah, it's not very expensive. A few silver, maybe.
Did Maven leave?
Who's Maven?
All right then. Jarrell, we'll just leave it at that. I don't know.
Wait, sorry. This is gonna need more explanation.
Wait, do you guys? Does everybody know each other who works here?
Yeah, we're a bunch of dwarves, and we're all family here.
Maven sold us this pie.
My name is Jork, and that's my brother Bork, and my cousin Snork.
Pork? Maven sold us this pie. Do you not know this person?
No, I just got an order for a pie. We made the pie. I think that maybe Snork took your order. I don't know. Snork, did you take this little man's order? I don't know. We get so many customers, I don't even think about it.
Snork, do you know Maven?
Who are you talking? Who's Maven?
Can I make like an insight check about what the fuck is going on here?
I guess so. Sure.
All right, that's a 10.
I mean, I don't know. Like these dwarves, they definitely look like they're related. They look similar to each other, but like you're not sure if they actually look that familiar. But at the same time, now you're starting to have your own doubts, especially because you never actually met Maven, right? Like Pregnart has never actually met Maven the baker. So you would have no
these
idea.
The same dwarves that were working in here, with the exception of Maven?
I don't know. Make me a history check. You weren't really paying attention before.
17.
Yes. They're still after you pay for the pie, they go right back and they're making other orders. There's other people coming in. You can see there's like a line of tickets up on the wall in the back too, and they're checking on different pies. Smells, you can get a lot of different smells from the back there too. There's some sweet, there's some savory, there's even something, someone's making a fish pie too.
Jarrell will use divine sense.
Here, you're just gonna okay, sure, yeah.
Yep.
No, there are no celestial, fiends, fae, undead, consecrated, or desecrated within 60 feet of you.
Okay.
No desecrated fish pies.
Nope.
Is Fran just fucking with us to get back at us?
Quite possibly.
Was that an or is it just mutually inclusive of whatever else is also going on? Because
I just assume it. Yeah, exactly.
You have a pie and you have flowers.
Fuck you, Fran. Why you do this to my brain?
I don't know, man. I mean, you asked. I just gave you an answer.
What did I ask?
So wait. Was that red herring flavored fish pie?
You have no idea, man. It's in the fucking oven. Are you gonna go back and open the oven and test and find the fish pie and eat it and see what it was made of? I don't know, man.
Can you even tell the difference between red herring and regular herring?
I don't know, but as long as I have the goldfish, I can do it consequence free.
Right. Is that just how we're living our lives these days?
That is really your crutch. That is your ultimate crutch.
It has empowered us, especially in this scenario, to live like there's no tomorrow. Yes, because as it turns out, there's literally no 2 days from now.
Right. At least not for here.
Has Boris rejoined the group?
Yeah, she's with you guys in the bakery.
She's technically not with everybody. She is sitting in the bakery.
Okay.
Yeah, Pregnant recognizes her because he saw the clothes she was picking out and the wig and everything like that, so he knows it's her.
Do we need to make checks to like recognize her and like feel like a plan is happening and we need to know about it?
Feel free to try.
Feel like you,
So
do you feel like you need to?
I just take the pie off the counter and bring it over to Boris, and I sort of let's have a mini meeting inside the bakery here.
Sounds good.
Bakery meeting montage. Ooh yeah.
It's not really a montage. We're about to actually have the meeting. So.
It was a montage of each of us walking over to to greet Boris.
Walking to the table montage. Actually, not even tables.
Boris
There's just benches.
stops at the counter and grabs like a hot chocolate and like a muffin since we're gonna be sitting down.
Sure. Yep. You're easily able to do that in some of the bakery case right there.
Arriving at the table, the first thing Zero does is turn to Pregnart and ask, "Oh, is this someone you've hired for their scheme?"
No, this is a good close friend of mine.
And he sort of like has his hand over his mouth and is giggling to himself.
Judging by the height and build of the person in front of you.
Right. Now, if Boris's face is not changed, do we have to roll to determine it?
Yeah, I mean, it's been changed a little bit in that she's wearing makeup, but
yeah, but that's not like
completely.
It's like a Clark Kent Superman situation we got going on here.
Right.
Concealer isn't actually concealing her face. It's just,
While everybody at the table is staring at her, she just pops a bubble.
Yeah.
There you go. There's your calling card.
I mean, she's wearing lipstick.
All right, so
Here is my plan. Let's say that Boris makes pretend she is a friend of Ebenezer's son, and she wants to give him a present, a get well present, because she heard he is hurt, and then maybe some of us will be there, and we can maybe have a look around the house.
I was just gonna stab Ebenezer, but this'll get my dress less dirty.
You had to get all done up to stab him.
Well, I had to get all done up to get into his house to stab him.
Jarrell's not super comfortable bringing Boris into this man's house if her intention is straight up to stab him.
Well, I mean, it was the first plan she came up with, but she's also cool with the alternate suggestion of bribery.
All right, let's make one rule. No bodily harm on this visit. Maybe tomorrow.
All things considered, it is a fairly tactically sound plan, as long as we limit the number of people trying to enter the residence.
Correct. How do we explain all of us going with her? Do half of us stay here while the other half goes?
I feel like that would be best. Maybe Jarrell and Quinn could be guardians.
I'm good for a distraction.
I feel like I should stay out of this.
Zero looks at Pregnart, looks at himself, looks at Pregnart, looks at himself. What, you think we'd be too conspicuous?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Perhaps.
So, what, Zero, Hedrick, and Pregnart are the cavalry, pretty much, if everything goes wrong?
Well, I think that maybe Hedrick can come along, and Quinn and Hedrick could be part of the present and maybe perform a thing.
Well, now you're talking. I mean, I'm always looking for a new audience.
Quinn's not famous here. Yeah, his name is infamous, but
yeah, apparently.
So just
I don't really perform. I write and I flirt.
I roll.
You could recite some poetry with Hedrick playing music. It'd be nice for a little hurt boy.
Well, Captain, you definitely have a flair for visuals. I mean, your work with the people mover behind the airship, that was just the ribbons, everything, the pageantry. I loved every minute of it. I'd be happy if you would join me at least as a...
It always makes me so happy that you are such a fan.
So just, guys, let me get this straight. Your plan for me right now is to go in there, talk to Ebenezer, tell him that I'm a friend of his son's who I'm going to refer to as Little Hurt Boy, and I'm bringing a bard and a ribbon twirler?
Wait.
Yeah, this sounds
Well,
like
when
a
you
great
say
plan.
it like that, it sounds stupid.
That sounds really good. That sounds like a great plan.
More than a ribbon twirler.
Quinn is so crestfallen that you just referred to him as a ribbon twirler. I could hear the sadness in your voice when you said that.
Quinn, if anybody can tell a tale, it's you. And I know you have spread your word far and wide. I am sure you can promote the hell out of this thing if you want to get somebody's attention. That's why you're a worthwhile companion. We are going to put on the best thing we can do, if that's what it takes.
I agree.
I really want this to happen.
I feel like this is.
Please let this
I feel
happen.
like it's an episode of My Two Dads. That's what we're going into right
Understand what
now.
the plan is at
My
all.
3 dads.
Pregnart,
Yeah.
make me a quick perception check.
That's a nat 20.
Nice.
That's beautiful. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that was the result. Out of the corner of your eye, you see in the back of this bakery, Maven the baker, that dwarf that cashed you out earlier, grabbing a pie. You see he sees that you see him, right? Because your eyes are like kind of like on the top / sides of your head, so like your eyeball just like kind of like turns to like see him.
I'm giving him a nat 20 blank stare.
And he just kind of gets like all wide-eyed. He like has the pie in his hands. He like quickly boxes it up and he just bolts out the back of the bakery.
I quickly say,
All right, guys, I think we're on hot pursuit. Maven's back there. I think something's fucked up is happening on.
I don't know what that word was,
Hot
but I was nervous about it.
It's Aquin.
When Pregnart's excited, he just kind of slips in and out of Aquin, you know.
And I, with the pie in my hand, am in now literally hot pursuit of Maven.
But when you say hot pursuit, what path are you taking to go into pursuit?
I rolled a nat 20, so I figured that I saw he slipped out the back door, which was on what side of the building?
The back of the building.
Okay, well, is it directly centered on the back wall?
Yeah, like you can see the exit through. Like if you like look straight through like the back area, like beyond the counter and into like where they're baking stuff. Yes, you can see the back door.
All right, so it's directly centered on the back wall for some reason. That's weird. And
For cinematic purposes, the camera angle has to frame it up perfectly so you can see everything.
so I pop out the front door and run to the right side of the building. And
Okay.
Is there an alleyway on either side?
There is not on either side. No, there must be. It must be around, or like there must be another access point, because from the front you can't actually access the back directly around, right? Because these buildings are kind of in a part of like a strip.
Okay. How long is the strip?
It's not. You'd be able to run around and try to see if there's an alley on either side. It's not like it's like you're kind of like almost like a corner, like of like one of the streets. So like you can like walk around one way, or there's a plaza to the other side that's kind of like that you might be able to like follow around, and there might be an alley somewhere over there.
All right. If I were to rely on insight, which way would I go?
I don't know. What are you rolling for your insight?
That's like a 50-50.
12.
Your gut is telling you to go to the corner.
Okay, I'm going to the corner.
Opposite of the plaza.
Jarl's following you.
Yeah, you can see that, Oh, go ahead. Patrick, give your finger up.
Would I have a response time after Pregnart announced to us?
Says, we're in hot pursuit, and he hops up from his fucking seat. Yeah,
with
probably. Yeah, with the pie, yes.
Wait, who has the flowers? I'm going to say Quinn does.
You do.
Yeah, I'll say Quinn does.
Yeah.
Okay, Quinn has the flowers now.
I just want to know if I would pick up on who he is pursuing and
You would have no idea who he's pursuing. Nope, he just says, we are in hot pursuit. He's the one who noticed it.
And it's
based on where
Pregnart.
he was sitting at the table, and it's Pregnart.
Would I, in this moment, be able to shout to him, like, where did he go?
Yeah, probably. I mean, it depends. It's his choice whether he chooses to listen or just continue his hot pursuit. But yes, so he's he's bolting out the door, and he's like looking to his right as he's about to start running that way.
Pregnart, where's he headed?
I think he went out to the back door. I'm heading to the corner to see where he might go.
Hedrick wants to dimension door to the back of the building.
Yeah, I mean, you can, if you were to stand and like look across the counter, you can see where it is. So you would be able to do that. But again, you're about to cast, what is that, 5th level spell to essentially teleport yourself to
the other side of the bakery.
To the back of the bakery.
This is great.
4th level spell, excuse me. Okay. You're about to just practice this magic right here in the bakery.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you want me to sing the song. He does.
Sure.
He does.
Give me the abridged version. You're in a bit of a rush here, so.
Yeah. 1 second. My goodness, there's so many.
But I'm never gonna say no to a Hedrick song. Come on.
Well, I've already done this one, but
So yeah, just give us like a verse or something like that, just to kind of call it back.
Okay, nice and quick. No longer shall I stand where I once stood, for to stay one place is never good. I call the dimension door, and with a word I say, take me to a place of my choosing, 500 feet away. And I try to land in the back of the building.
Yeah, I mean you're now now in the alley in the back.
Can I spot anybody?
There is a cloud of dust and a pie box on the floor or on the ground.
I pick up that pie.
Uh-huh.
And, could I do a survival? Are there any footprints? Are there anything to direct, which way he's gone?
Yes, he's gone almost like in the... So this is almost like an alley street. Like a lot of the rear access for a lot of the storefronts are here.
Okay.
It goes in both directions. One side, the one that would be heading towards in the direction of like where the main plaza area is, where like all the outdoor seating and just general like outdoor common areas are. It does not a direct path to that. It does kind of curve off. There's like the backs of other buildings there, and it curves off to the left. And then to the other side, you see street access to the other side of like where like that where like the corner was of where these buildings are. And Pregnart, moments later comes scurrying around the side, and you see him coming in from the street. But you can see that there's definitely like someone left in a hurry, dropped the pie that they were carrying, possibly, and has taken off around the corner.
Yeah. He went this way. I see the tracks.
Who are you saying this to?
You.
Did
Pregnart, who you?
Well,
yeah,
where
yes.
am I?
I'm saying.
I
just said like you
okay.
are now just scooting around the corner in hot pursuit, and you see Hedrick's already standing there.
All right.
Let's go.
There's some shouting now coming from inside the bakery because you just like cast a spell in the middle of their lobby. Those of you who did not go into hot pursuit, you now see a bunch of the dwarves who came out from the back being like, "Do you know the guy who just cast a spell in here?" Which would be Zero and Boris and Jarell and Quinn.
No, Jarell's was definitely pregnant.
Zero and Boris and Quinn.
Just looks up at them with big, wide, innocent eyes and says, "No, sir, I was just sitting here eating my cupcake," and daintily sips her hot chocolate.
Are they bothering you, young lady?
No, they're my guards.
Referring to the other
And you mean to tell me you didn't know the people you were just sitting with?
No, that guy he sat down and then disappeared. I didn't know. Everybody else was my guard. These lips are hot chocolate and bouncy eyelashes again.
Make me a deception check, Boris. Unless, wait, is this one of your proficient skills where like you can like roll like no less than a 23 or some shit?
Oh, it's deception.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. He never fucking mind. He believes you.
Wonderful.
The lowest I could roll with deception would be a 16.
Oh, okay. In that case, make me the check.
23.
Okay. Yeah, he believes you. Well, you know that's illegal. We gotta call the guards. We gotta call the guards. And you see like one of the dwarves like run out the front, like guards, unsolicited magic use. We have a rogue mage on the loose. Now the call has gone out to the guards. You can hear some whistles being blown, as and like the clomping of boots. Meanwhile, those of you in hot pursuit, Hedrick and Jarrell and Pregnart, continue around the corner where Hedrick believes the dwarf had run off to, but you see no one.
Hedrick's gonna polymorph into a sparrow again and try to get the aerial view and see if he can catch anybody running.
Yes, as you are going to start casting the spell, you suddenly feel it fizzle in your hand, and then suddenly your hands lock themselves together.
Uh-oh. Did I expend the same spell slot?
And yes, and shortly thereafter, the same happens to the wrists of Jarrell and Pregnart.
Do I drop the pie?
Yes.
Yeah, I dropped my.
Oh no!
I can't like roll sleight of hand for that. Come on.
No, this is magic. Well, here. How about this? How about this? All three of you, please make me a Constitution save. Or no. This is actually going to be an Intelligence saving throw.
Ooh. You can all add +3 to that.
Technically, yes, you can.
14.
Hold on, there's something else I do here.
Oh wait, no. Sorry. Wait, you said +3 to that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 10.
9.
A 10, a 9, and Jarrell?
Is this a spell?
Uh-huh.
I have advantage on spells, and I think my party does too because of the Holy Avenger, as long as they're within 10 feet of me.
Is it any spell?
It says on checks against spells. That's
Okay.
one of the perks of my Holy Avenger.
Well, in that case, let's see that advantage.
Much better.
10.
I'm sticking with my original roll of 10.
I love this. Jarrell?
I have a 19.
Okay. All of you fail. DC was 20.
Wow.
And yeah, your
wait,
wrists...
no, that's my straight roll. My intelligence is probably 0. No, it's 0.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yep, it's 19.
Hooray. Oh, music to my ears, Jarrell. Thank you. So yes, your wrists all are locked together almost as if they're being bound by some sort of invisible force, like invisible handcuffs. You drop the pie. It's in a box, so you're hoping that it's mostly intact still. You can't really see the damage right now. The lid kind of pops open a little bit, but not enough for you to look inside. And you can see down the alley there are a number of armored guards. And you can see 2 of them actually are wearing robes instead of armor and have wands. And one of them is, pointing their wand at the 3 of you, as they sort of slowly approach, and they say, "On your knees."
Jarrell, not knowing that Hedrick dropped or used magic or I think he would understand if he had known that Hedrick used Dimension Door to move 20 feet.
You did. You heard him sing the fucking song.
I was chasing Pregnart.
Oh, you were. That's true, actually. No, you did not hear it. Oh, that's funny as fuck.
So Jarrell, having no idea what's going on, just kind of complies, but still doesn't really know what the fuck's going on.
Everybody else? I'm assuming complying? With the order to get on your knees? Okay.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, and Hedrick split away from the party, he was starting to like go down the alley. So, for whatever reason, he is frozen.
All right. So they approach you now, and they say, "Okay, there's a rogue mage among us. Which one of you cast the spell?
Which
You do this the easy way or the hard way?" We had reports of a rogue mage on the loose, and the kind dwarves in this bakery pointed us in your direction, and here we are. Seems, I could tell something's going on back here. I can obviously see that you're running from something.
I think it was that guy who ran out of the pie shop. His name is Maven. At one moment he was in the pie shop, and the next moment he was gone.
All mysterious like. He was running so fast.
Roll me a deception check, Pregnart.
Can I give him advantage and help him?
Sure.
To say, I've never seen anything like it before.
Yeah,
Sure,
it was annoyingly inexplicable.
And
All right, you're giving me advantage on that?
Yeah.
On deception. $19.
19. Okay. But what are you doing back here?
It seems very fishy. He sold us a pie, and then he said he wasn't working there, and then nobody knew who he was. And then he picked up a pie, and he walked out the back door, and apparently cast some crazy spell.
Okay, just a moment. We're just going to have to corroborate your story with other witnesses. Just wait here. They can leave it contingent with you, but a couple, one of the guys, two of the guards, and one of the guys with the wand walks inside the bakery. Are the three of you, Boris, Quinn, and Zero, still in the bakery, sitting at the table?
Of course we are.
Yes.
Someone just gave me plausible deniability.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay. So these guys walk in, and they walk up. You there, madam and entourage.
When did I become someone else's entourage?
I fucking knew it.
Wait.
I knew I'd get him with it. I knew
When
I'd
did
get him
Also-
with it.
become someone else's entourage?
I knew I'd get him with
around
it.
batting her eyelashes.
And Boris is being referred to
I
as
will not
Madam.
stand for it.
Okay, excuse me. Did you happen to see a rogue mage come through here and someone cast a spell in the middle of the store?
Oh yes, it was very dramatic.
Did you happen to know what they looked like?
He was a short little man, and then a bunch of people went chasing after him afterwards. He had a pie.
Yes, because you just described Pregnart. Was this
a dwarf.
Okay, that helps. Could you, and the incident happened right here. Do you know what's I forget. I don't mean to assume, but do you know what spell might have been cast? Did you see either? You just saw that he was suddenly here and then suddenly not here.
He was suddenly here, and then he was suddenly there, and then they went chasing.
Who went chasing and why?
The frogman.
The frogman went chasing after the rogue mage.
Because there was a pie. Boris bats her eyelashes again aggressively and sips her hot chocolate.
Thank you, madam, for your assistance. And he just...
Yep. The whole
Again,
time she's
like-
been speaking, Zero has been emitting a very, very low frequency, almost like growl, like just looking every bit the intimidating, like bodyguard.
What about Quinn?
It never stops.
Because Quinn is like frowning in person.
He's fermenting. Like he's just so
fermenting.
annoyed. Yeah, that even in his garb, even in his the fact that people don't know who he is here is just not making him feel good.
So Quinn's full-blown pouting, basically.
Yeah, he's pouting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I knew I'd get him with it. Oh, that makes me. Oh, I know. I just. Yep, love it. Okay. And so after a few moments, you see some of the guards, and whatnot come back to the alley, And, one of them waves his wand again and releases your restraints. And says, okay. Apologies for the,
You could barely get that out of your mouth.
restraints?
No, the apologies. Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could barely get that out of my mouth, that's for sure. Didn't want to apologize. Can you help me by identifying the man you were chasing? And I guess help me understand why you decided to take it upon yourselves instead of calling the guards to assist with, handling this rogue mage problem.
We can spot shifty behavior from 100 million miles away. And that guy, his name, he said, was Maven. And he looked very suspicious. I gave him a very, very keenly honed blank stare. And with that, I decided he was very suspicious. And he ducked out of pie shop. And I wanted to chase him because I want to get to the bottom of this very annoying mystery.
And the other two of you are just along for the ride? Are you the charges of this little frog person that I've never seen anything like before in my life?
This is the first Jarrell's aware of who we were chasing and or why, so he's still kind of just looking around and shrugs and I suppose.
You suppose. Okay, listen, let me just remind you. Vigilante justice has no place in Uhl. Any and all matters of security are to be reported directly to the city guard, and we will handle the investigation. Is that understood?
Yes.
Yes, officer.
Okay, now get out of my face.
Do we pick up the pie?
Pregnart checks his pie.
Some of the crust has cracked.
All right. Pregnart calls after him and says,
You also ruined my pie. Are you going to do anything about that?
Murdered over a pie.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, the guards aren't so petty. They don't even address your question and just walk away.
Pregnart checks the other pie.
Mm-hmm. As soon as you open up, you get a massive waft of fish.
Oh man, he was gonna smash it out of anger. Can I do a medicine check to see if it's
a medicine check
to see if it's like poisoned or something?
That'd be a nature check or a survival check, maybe even.
All right.
I can also detect poison.
All right, yeah.
It takes me 10 minutes.
Yeah, let's cast more spells in the street.
No, it just takes me 10 minutes to do the ritual.
Sure, let's spend 10 minutes casting a spell in the street.
This alleyway next to a fish.
In this alleyway.
Pregnart just stacks the pies and mopes.
Okay, you have both pies now.
Yeah. All right.
All right, what do we do now? I'm so confused.
Does the box of the fish pie have anything written on it?
Yeah, if you take a look, it definitely is labeled as a red herring pie.
God damn it. It doesn't say who it was going to, does it? The red herring?
Nope.
Fantastic.
Hey, I was just thinking, what if we reported to the city guard that somebody's trying to put a hit out on Ebenezer?
I feel like that would lead them directly back to us, considering that Boris is already announced that she wants to murder this man.
But I'm just saying, they could surveil us all they want. We're not the ones who are going to be doing it. Needless to say,
you say that,
Prime
and I'm
Eyes
sure
would be
that
on
you believe
Ebenezer.
it. I don't know that we can say with any certainty that we aren't going to be the ones that kill Ebenezer.
Oh, I am having so much fun with this.
My intuition tells me the more eyes on the situation we have, the more allies we could possibly gain. I mean, needless to say, we need information. We need more than just local information. We need in-depth information. In fact, the matter is, there's only one person that we know is a key integral part of everything.
Jarrell points back to the tower. Anything that's going to happen regarding the destruction of the city is probably going to happen pretty high up in the top of that tower. Unless you think these local gods are going to be up there snooping around, which it doesn't seem like they wanted anyone doing that except themselves. I don't know what headway. If anything, you're going to put more security on Ebenezer to gain us less insight into what's going on. I'm
just saying, the more information we get, then we eat the fish, we go back to start.
As much as I love law and justice, I know that they will not share information with us.
One thing's for sure. We need another pie.
We certainly do, Pregnant.
We certainly do. And I think that's a great place to call this episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast. Oh, man. Oh, wow. And I thought you were actually going to do some stuff this episode.
Never.
We tried. Didn't we, though?
No, I mean, you did. But you took the bait on an obviously... Like, I planted all the seeds for this to be a complete MacGuffin, and y'all just...
That's not what MacGuffin means.
A delicious MacGuffin.
No, it's true. Sorry, a complete red herring. And that it was also literally red herring.
Yes, it was a potential MacGuffin until it was revealed as a red herring.
Right. That's true. And the reason I even did it was because you had said, right? Like, man, this guy gets out of here somehow in the next 24 to 48 hours, right? So how the fuck does he do it? Well, I just explained it to you. There you go.
He just went running out the back door with a pie.
And you'll have no idea, and we'll never know why he was there.
The real friends are the potential future antagonists we made along the way.
He's still a friend in the future. You helped him out. You rescued him from a shitty situation, in fact. But let's bring it back in here, okay? Because I really need to tell the people that if they like us, they could find us on the internet. They could find us on Twitter at Hapless Heroes. Zach's been posting up some stuff on there recently. It's been a hoot. You should check that out and engage with us there. But if that's not your thing, we're also on other forms of social media like Instagram and Facebook and Reddit. You can just look for Hapless Heroes and Hapless Heroes Podcast. And
I'm going to post a really important poll on Twitter this week. So keep your eyes peeled for that.
Mm-hmm. And as a brief aside, don't forget, you're saying this on the 17th of January. Yeah. This episode is
Fran, I know how time works.
Okay. Just checking.
Don't edit out your questioning of my understanding of time.
No, I'm going to edit it out because I have the power.
That's insulting.
It is. I know.
We're going to post a poll on Twitter. It's great.
We're going to do it. It's going to be amazing. But those places, including our Twitter account, will also have sticky posts and other, or some information in the bio or somewhere that you can find a link to our Discord server, which is one of the best places to come and talk and interact with us and join our burgeoning community of like-minded nerds and such. Really encourage you to get involved in the conversation. We've been having an awesome time just chatting it up. Sharing stories of snowstorms and, sharing pictures of our animals and talking about D&D stuff or helping people with their character building stuff. It's just been great. We've been having a really grand old time in there. We encourage you to join us there. But if you really like us, you could also leave us a 5-star review or rating on the podcast service of your choice. Those help us get more people to listen to this little show of ours, and also, helps us know how much you really, truly do really, really like us. If for some reason, you would like to say some kind words, but your podcast service doesn't allow you to, we have a 5-star channel in our Discord server where you can leave us a little review or just shoot us an email at haplessheroes@gmail.com. We have another wonderful and fun review from another one of our prestigious listeners, and it's one of our longtime listeners, a dear friend of the pod, as they say. And this comes from Thessie, who's one of our community moderators in our Discord server. And he says, this is still the only podcast he would recommend to anyone interested in D&D. He's like, I started up Hapless Heroes after I heard about it from a friend in my WoW raid team. I had only listened to the Adventure Zone before, and boy was I blown away when I started this one up. The rotating DMs help keep it fresh, while the cast does their best to keep them on their toes. You're fucking right about that. They have just the right amount of table talk to make you feel like you are there. Their chemistry really pulls home the fact that this is a group of friends just having fun. There is a great blend of humor and action as the crew tries to save Telduria and sometimes themselves from Nat Ones or whatever crazy plan someone came up with through the amazing world Dave and Fran have built. Definitely worth a listen, and the only podcast I make sure to listen to on release. Fessy, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for volunteering to be one of our community moderators. Thank you for all you've done and all your support over the years. You are a 5-star human.
Yeah. 5 stars.
5 stars.
Now, if you really, really like us, though, we would encourage you to check out our Patreon. It's patreon.com/haplessheroes. Lots of cool rewards on there. And your support helps us keep the lights on, keep this show running, and, invest it back into new equipment. We got Mike a new microphone recently. We got Dave a new microphone set up recently. I had to get a new laptop because mine crapped the bed, and I do most of my editing on that. So, all of it helps to kind of help just recoup some of those expenses that I would happily pay anyways to support this amazing show, because I love doing this, because I love hanging out with my friends every week and playing this amazing game together. So thank you to all of our current, future, and past supporters. You've helped us keep this going for the last 5 years, honestly, and you put the wind in our sails every day. So thank you.
Thanks.
And if you like us, right now you like us, Sally Field, and the whole deal, assassinate a herring.
Specifically a red one.
There it is. That's easy. I mean, hell, some of our listeners have probably done it before by, catching one and cooking it.
I think it has to be an important herring.
Right, that's what I was going to say. It has to be like a herring leader, right?
Yeah, it does.
I guess it does. Well, there you go. Find a herring leader and assassinate them. You heard it here first, folks.
It'll probably be the one wearing a hat.
Yeah, probably. It's always the one with hats. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and outro this cast and put a cap on this episode by starting from my virtual right with John as Lord Jarrell the Light.
Until next time.
Phil as Hedrick the Entertainer.
I've got high hopes. I've got hot fishy pie in the sky hopes.
Nicole as Boris the Butcher.
Get a refill, please.
Zach as Pregnart.
I'm so confused.
Mike is Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind.
I am not an entourage.
And Dave as Zero, Valen's Avatar of War.
I personally find the bodyguard role to be relaxing.
And I'm Francesco. I've been your host and DM. We'll see you next week when hopefully this plan actually goes off. Bye now.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
See ya.